Shopping for a stick vacuum may not be as straightforward as you think. Many of us narrow down our decisions to 2 finalists, and then we need some help making the final choice.
So in this video, I'm going to compare 2 very popular stick vacuums, the upstart Tineco Pure One Station 5 and the popular and pricey Dyson V11. I'll take a look at how they stack up against each other, what you get with each purchase, and how well they clean. Finally, I'll talk about price and value. I would like to say thank you to Tineco for sponsoring this comparison video. While the company is an ongoing sponsor of the channel, it hasn't told me what I have to say or can't say, and I got to create my own tests for these 2 vacuums, so you can consider these thoughts all my own.
Both the Tineco and Dyson vacuums try to find a happy medium between weight and performance, and both the Pure One Station 5 and the V11 weigh similarly. The Tineco is slightly lighter at 6.5 pounds to the Dyson's 6.6 pounds, which is about 1.5% heavier. That small weight gap may be noticeable if you've got lots of stairs, but I call this a wash. When it comes to the length, they are almost identical when fully assembled. So who wins this feature battle? I'd call it a tie. Let's look at what you get with each vacuum, starting with the Dyson. In the box, you get a redesigned cleaner head that Dyson calls the motor bar cleaner head, along with what's called the hair screw tool, which is supposed to keep pet hair from tangling. There's also the usual extension tube and separate crevice tool and combination tools. The accessories that come with the Tineco Pure One Station 5 include the Zero Tangle brush, which functions as the main cleaning tool, along with a tube to extend the vacuum's length. The US version comes with a very handy 2-in-1 crevice brush, which I like better than Dyson's offering because there's less swapping of accessories needed. So on this topic, I'd say we come out even, but it's what else is in the boxes that creates very different product experiences here. Both vacuums also come with recharging or docking stations, but they are nowhere near the same. The Dyson docking station is really just a plastic wall-hanging bracket, though you can connect the cord and charge it too. The Tineco Pure One Station 5, on the other hand, gives you a whole lot more. This docking station is large, but it will not only store your vacuum and recharge it, but the big plus here is the auto-emptying of the onboard dustbin as soon as you dock it. Check it out, you just have to set the Tineco on the dock and in seconds the vacuum is emptied without you touching a thing.
The other major advantage the Tineco vacuum has here is what's called full path cleaning while it's emptying.
In a nutshell, this means it's not just cleaning out the dustbin, but it also activates the motor head to spin and turn on, so it suctions out the entire cleaner head, the extension tube, and the dustbin, so the whole vacuum gets cleaned when it empties. The large auto empty bin can hold up to 2.5 liters, which translates to about 3 to 5 weeks of regular cleaning debris before you need to empty it. When the bin on the dock is full, the bagless design means you can just take it to the trash and empty it without having to pay extra for bags or liners. You can also rinse it to remove any dust residue.
To be clear, the Tineco docking and auto empty station isn't just a marginal upgrade. In my opinion, it adds a whole new level of functionality and convenience to the package, and good on Tineco for adding this without jacking up the price, particularly since some other brands I've reviewed do charge an arm and a leg for this technology.
The Tineco dock also has a spot for storing your accessories, which is a nice extra. So when it comes to the docking station comparison, it's clear Tineco is the big winner.
Let's get to the big test, and that is the cleaning. Because it doesn't really matter much about all the other stuff. If a vacuum doesn't clean well, all the bells and whistles won't make you buy it, right? Now, when I test out stick vacuums, I'll give them all the same tests, vacuuming up finer flour, middle-sized bits like rice and oatmeal, as well as larger cracker bits or cereal. And I test this on both carpet and hard floors, as well as rugs.
First, I'll try both vacuums out on carpets. I spread flour, oatmeal, and cereal pieces across the carpet and then let the Dyson go first. You can see on finer flour, the Dyson coming in here from the left cleans extremely well in a single pass, and it'll get anything it missed on another pass or two. On oatmeal, it does miss a bunch of oats on the first pass, but it gets them on the pullback, overall cleaning 99% of the oats from the carpet. Then the bigger cereal bits, it is also able to inhale those without an issue. When I switched to the Tineco Pure One Station 5, now cleaning from the right, it too had no trouble powering flour from the carpet fibers, and it too needed one extra pass to finish it off. Oatmeal, though, was no match, and it inhaled all of it with ease, even on that first pass over, doing a bit better than the Dyson here. Same story with the cereal bits. Pure One Station 5's vacuum made it a clean sweep. An impressive job from our upstart contender. Switching to hard floors, I laid out the same test. With the Dyson going first here, you can see the flour is whisked up right away. Oatmeal as well is no issue. And on the bigger cereal pieces, the Dyson did seem to struggle a bit and didn't quite get everything. When I turned the Dyson off and lifted it up, lots of cereal pieces actually fell out of the cleaner head, meaning they weren't getting suctioned up. Onto the Tinco, and it easily vacuumed up the flour, the oatmeal, and those cereal pieces as well. Now, it also did struggle a bit on the larger pieces, but because I can raise the Tinco's cleaner head, this helped it roll over some of that bigger debris, and what it vacuumed up actually stayed in the dustbin.
Perhaps surprisingly, while the Dyson has a much larger price tag and a more popular reputation, on both carpet and hard floors, these vacuums are actually quite evenly matched.
So when it comes to who wins the cleaning battle royal, I'd say it's a tie. Does this surprise you? Let me know in the comments. When it comes to raw performance, the Dyson V11 inches out ahead, boasting 185 air watts and a powerful motor that spins up to a blistering 125,000 RPMs. Perhaps surprisingly, the Pure One Station 5 isn't too far behind with 175 air watts. Both vacuums offer 3 power levels, with 2 of them letting you either max out the suction power or conserve battery. I'd say overall this does give Dyson a small edge here. Only the Tinco Pure One Station 5 can dynamically adjust the power level based on the surface it's cleaning, thanks to its built-in iLoop smart sensor. You can actually hear what happens when the vacuum detects a bigger mess. The Tinco Pure One cranks its motor into high gear to deal with it. Listen to that. The vacuum definitely detects and increases suction. Now, on the other hand, the Dyson V11 has no sensor capabilities in this model, and it doesn't adjust its suction at all. That makes the winner here when it comes to smarts, the Tinco Pure One Station 5.
When it comes to cleaning pet hair, it is impossible to pick the wrong vacuum here, as both perform well. Now, you might think the Dyson V11 may edge out ahead simply by including the hair screw tool, but you might be surprised when I give you a closer look.
I laid out a test here with some pet and human hair I got from the salon. As you can see, when I vacuum pet hair off the carpet with the Dyson motor bar head, it does a very thorough job in a single pass. And when I flip it over, you can see there is no hair tangled around the roller bar at all. Next, I used the Dyson hair screw tool. Kind of surprisingly, this tool didn't seem quite as effective on carpet, and the hair screw tool's narrow width means you might need to take several more passes to cover the same area. This is definitely designed more for upholstery. Even so, when I turn this one over again, there's not a thing tangled here either. Lastly, I'll run the Tinco Pure One vacuum over the same pet hair, and you can see it cleans exactly as well as the Dyson, which I've got to say is incredibly impressive. And again, flipping the cleaner head over, Tinco Pure One lives up to the Zero Tangle name.
So again, while the pricier, popular Dyson has a major reputation here, the Tinco is holding its own against it, so I'm going to call this test a tie.
The Tinco brush also has a feature the Dyson V11 doesn't, a built-in 120-degree wide-angle LED headlight, which is useful for vacuuming darker areas, and it does help pinpoint things like crumbs that you can kind of see, and smaller particles that you can't, like dust. Now, conversely, the Dyson V11 has no lighting whatsoever. If you want that feature in a Dyson, you have to pay considerably more for the Dyson Detect model. Again, Tinco scores here where the Dyson does not.
Both the Tinco and Dyson vacuums allow for easy conversion to handheld vacuums for things like upholstery or car cleaning.
In both, the attachments just plug right into the motor handle. I might give Dyson a very slight advantage here only because removing the attachments is a smidge smoother, but otherwise both of these vacuums are easy to change up. When it comes to overall usability, you have to decide between Dyson's hold to run trigger operation and Tinco's button approach. In theory, a non-locking trigger like Dyson's gives you quicker on-off control, which may help in maximizing runtime a little, but trust me when I tell you holding a trigger for prolonged vacuuming can get really tiring. The Tinco Pure One Station 5's simple on-off button means you can switch it on and clean without stopping or squeezing and work on a whole room stress-free. That dedicated power button is the reason Tineco wins this feature battle for me. How much dirt can our vacuums hold? Both stick vacuums can hold around half-liter worth of dirt and debris, but the Dyson's bin is a bit larger than the Tineco's. Now, it may be larger, but you'll still have to manually empty your Dyson over a garbage can when it's full. But not with the Tineco. Because the Pure One Station 5's cleaning station has a dustbin of its own, the vacuum gets emptied every time you put it back, and that means the Tineco is always ready to clean with an empty bin. So for me, Tineco picks up an easy win here too. Depending how big your place is and how much you vacuum, battery life may or may not be that important to you. After all, if a vacuum is stored on a charger, it should always be full. The Dyson V11 has a declared runtime of about 60 minutes. Tineco Pure One Station 5 has a declared runtime of about 70 minutes, and those are both measured on the lowest vacuuming setting.
Obviously, using maximum power modes will shorten the runtime dramatically, but the Tineco vacuum does get an edge both for the longer runtime and also for having that automatically adjustable suction setting right out of the box, which can help you prolong the battery life.
I've left price to the end here in part because I suspect most of you have already priced out your choices, and of course, sale prices and offers can drastically alter the asking price on any given day. Tineco Pure One Station 5 has a base price of $4.59 US or $5.99 Canadian, but it's been down to $4.99 Canadian as of late. The Dyson V11 has a list price of $5.69 US or $7.99 Canadian. So if budget is a deciding factor for you, Tineco definitely comes out ahead, particularly when you consider that you're getting that auto-empty base station included.
One more thing I want to touch on here. While Dyson has its fans, it is definitely pricey. The company does put a lot into design to make its product look incredibly attractive. But what I've clearly found in these tests is that in almost every case, the Tineco Pure One Station 5 holds up against the Dyson. So that means if you're looking for a vacuum with excellent suction and outstanding performance, both of these vacuums deliver. It may just come down to whether you want the fancier design for the higher price.
Now, if we add up the scorecard, Tineco comes out ahead in a lot of places, and ultimately you have to decide which features and qualities will matter the most for you and your home.
Tineco Pure One Station 5 may not have the same marketing budget as the Dyson V11, but given the lower price point and the features you get, you're actually getting a lot of bang for your buck by leaning towards Team Tineco. I have reviewed lots of Tineco products. Check out some of the company's other floor cleaning options right now.